Hello and welcome back. Thor Conklin here. You know, have you ever run around just kind of bang your head up against the wall going, look, it's just not working. You can't figure out why. And you even know what you should be doing, but you just can't figure out how to get it done. Something's getting in the way. Well, this week, I actually became the client. I went from teaching this stuff to actually using it on me and my business. Stay tuned and find out what I learned.
Welcome to this edition of Peak Performance Podcast with your host, Thor Conklin. Thor will be sharing the necessary tools, strategies, and psychology you'll need to become a peak performer in any area of your life or business.
Thor Conklin here. We give you the tricks, the tips, the tools, the strategy, the technology, and the psychology peak performers use in order to get more done and execute at the highest level. If you know what to do but struggle with getting it all done, or simply want to raise your game to the next level, this podcast is for you. Sit back and enjoy. First of all, I'm going to get raw and I'm going to get real with you here. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on. You know, so many people in business, you know, they go around, it's like, hey, how's business? Oh, business is great, couldn't be better, everything's wonderful. And it's really not. Well, in this particular case, this was not working for me. I was struggling with something. And the more you're in business and the more you grow and the more you expand, more problems will come. One of the biggest problems that business owners have is they think they shouldn't have problems. Well, there's only one group of people that don't have problems, and they're the ones in the cemeteries. Problems are a natural part of life. You're always going to have them. Plain and simple. Just make sure that you're not having the same problems over and over and over again. As you expand, as your business expands, you're going to run into different problems. That's just the natural course of business and life. So here's what I was struggling with. I was really becoming frustrated that I did not have more time to prospect. Things just kept getting in the way. Things came up. And of course, this happens to everyone. And with my clients, I'm working with them all the time. Okay, great. You're not getting this done. What's getting in the way? Remember, it's not about what you add. It's not what you increase most of the time. It's what you stop or what you eliminate or you decrease. And in my case, I needed to figure out what that was. So I started writing a list out. So here's the list I came up with. And by the way, this is the list that I looked at. I looked at my calendar. If you're not running a calendar, get a calendar. I don't care if it's paper or electronic, but you must have a calendar. So I looked at my calendar. I said, okay, between now and the end of the year, what is getting in the way of my prospecting? And this is a list I came up with. Podcasting, doing my own show. And the solution was, look, I'm only going to record on Tuesdays, and I'm only going to do 2 recordings per week. Next one, me being on other people's podcasts. Great way to market. And basically a form of prospecting, right? I decided that I'm not going to make any changes in that because I kind of considered that prospecting, and I really enjoy doing it, and it's of great value to the listeners. Doctor's appointments. Now, I don't have a ton of doctor's appointments, but I have chiropractic appointments, dental appointments, etc. These were starting to get in the way of my prospecting. And what I determined was my schedule is set up as follows. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are all work days. I'm up at 5. Usually don't quit work until about 7. Fridays is my day. That's when I jam in everything that I'm doing for myself. Saturday's a work day. Sunday's a day off. So I realized if an appointment, a doctor's appointment, showed up on a Tuesday or a Thursday or a Wednesday, Monday, doesn't matter, it was starting to get in the way of my prospecting. So make sure that all doctor's appointments are on Fridays or Saturday. Now, this was an interesting one. The next thing that was getting in the way were clients. You know, as I typed it out, I was like, wait, well, clients, yeah, they are getting in the way, right? Every time I'm spending time with a client, I'm not prospecting. Well, I certainly didn't want to change that, so I didn't make any changes to it. But I recognize that actually serving clients is getting in the way of prospecting. That's a good thing, but I wanted to acknowledge it. Working out, that certainly gets in the way. If I work out during the day, noon, 10 o'clock in the morning, that is going to get in the way of my prospecting. Want to make sure that I'm doing that first thing in the morning, 6 a.m., or in the evening. I'm part of an organization called Entrepreneurs Organization. There's events from time to time. There's board meetings that I need to attend. There's a forum, which is basically a board of directors that I attend once a month. All of those things are getting in the way of me prospecting. At this point, I'm not going to make any changes there, but if asked to sit on the board next year, I'm going to consider that and figure out if that's something that I really want to spend my time or if I want to open up that slot. Driving to go see clients. That's another big area that gets in the way. Now, what can I do there? While I'm actually driving to the client meeting, I can be making prospecting phone calls. So that's something that I'm going to incorporate and do two things at once. Dot time, doing other things. Vacations, they get in the way of my prospecting. Now, I don't take a ton of them, but I do have I've got a couple days. I've got 5 or 6 days scheduled between now and the end of the year. Those are going to get in the way. I'll start to move those more towards the Friday, Saturday, Sunday versus being out of the office on Mondays and Tuesdays. Emails get in the way. Now, I have a very good email system. I process emails 3 times a day for 30 minutes at a time. I don't check email, I process it, meaning that when I go in there for the 30 minutes, I'm doing something with each and every one of those emails. If you want more information on my email system, simply just drop me a email at thor@thorconklin.com. Be more than happy to share that with you. So really no adjustments I'm going to make in that. Just I have to recognize that email does take up time out of my schedule where I could be spending it prospecting. Content creation. I spend a lot of time on creating content. It's important. I'm constantly creating things to pass along to my clients, to prospects, keynote speeches, constantly doing content. Learning and reading. Going back to the email system, when I get something in, which is a newsletter or something else that I want to research, I don't look at it right then. I put it into a file, which is my reading file, and then I have times on my calendar blocked off for reading and learning. Now, these times actually happen in the evening, so they are not getting in the way of the prospecting. Energy and lack of energy, that certainly gets in the way. So that goes back to my nutrition system and my exercise. I got to make sure that I keep my energy levels up. And as they dip, that affects the ability for me to prospect. Annual planning. I'll have 3 days at the end of this year that I'll go away. I'm actually going down to the beach, and I'm going to spend 3 days working on the plan for 2018. That's certainly time taken away from talking to prospects and what I do. 15-minute discovery calls. When I'm on other podcasts, at the end of those podcasts, I offer the ability for their audience to write in their biggest problem that they're suffering in their business. 50 words or less, send it in, and I'll give you a 4-step process to either eliminate that problem completely or greatly reduce it. And when I get those emails in, I'll set up, in a lot of cases, just a 15-minute discovery call to get to the bottom of it if the issue appears to be complicated. And by the way, if you are suffering with something in your business, send me a 50-word or less email to thor@thorconklin.com, and I'd be more than happy to do that for you as well. At the end of the year, I'm moving. So there's a lot to be done with that. I decided that cannot get into my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. Everything has to happen with regards to the move. It must happen on Fridays. Going out to lunch, that certainly gets in the way. And last, our accountability clients. If you're not familiar with our accountability program, simply head over to thorconklin.com and you can see it under the services. Essentially, that is a program that holds teams and individuals accountable for what they said that they were going to do. So that takes up some of my time as well. It is not an accountability partner program. It's an accountability manager program. We do not partner with you. We manage you. Now, I did exactly what I do with my clients. I wanted to figure out what was getting in the way, what needed to be changed, and I identified all those. And then I actually stepped back and said, wait a second. I think I'm off a little bit here, and I know better. But this is interesting. When you work in your own business, this is what happens so often. You don't see what is right in front of you. Prospecting is not one of my top goals for the year. I have 2 top goals for the year. One is a health and fitness goal, and the other is a financial goal. Now, the prospecting is to help me get to my financial goal. However, prospecting is just an avenue, a way of reaching those goals. And I realized that I needed to peel back the onion a little bit further because what I was really trying to do was not figure out how to prospect more, but how to reach my end financial goal. Between now and the end of the year, my goal is to add 9 new clients. I have 60 days to get that done. Yes, prospecting is important, but it's not the most important thing. Do I have to prospect in order to get clients? No. So I went back, peeled the onion back a little bit further, and said, what's at the root cause? What is the real issue? What is preventing me from getting my 9 new clients? Better question, better answer. First thing I came up with. One, I'm not asking for enough referrals, enough introductions. Every single one of my current clients should have someone that they know that they're willing to introduce me to. And by the way, if you have clients and they're not willing to introduce you to other people, there is a problem. They do not believe that your service is worthy of them making the introduction and telling their friends what you do. So if you ask for someone for a referral or introduction, and there's a difference, referral is just saying, hey, go talk to X, Y, and Z. An introduction is, hi, they're doing the introduction either personally or by email. Much better to get an introduction. But if they're not introducing you to people, I'm telling you, it's because they don't believe that your service or your product is worth referring and giving an introduction for. Plain and simple. If you love something, you're willing to tell your friends. Number two, I'm not prospecting enough. Okay, we went through all the different reasons why I'm not prospecting enough, and I've made adjustments to all those. Next one kind of caught me by surprise. Not sure how I would service these 9 new clients. I looked at my schedule and said, wait a second, I'm already busy. How am I going to actually fit in even more? What can my team do to help service these clients? And I started asking some really good questions. Now, all my clients get access to me, so there's a limited number of clients, obviously, I can handle. I went into my calendar and I literally carved out 9 recurring times in my schedule that I could drop in the new clients. But until I did that, I had this question mark in the back of my head of, can I really do it? Do I have enough time? And I didn't know the answer to that. Not until I carved out those times. Now it's real simple. Now I don't believe that anymore. I know I have enough time because it's already in the calendar. The slots are there. Next one. I'm the only person on the team that is actively prospecting. That needs to change. I need to get the other team members involved in the prospecting. We don't do any paid advertising. You will not see any Facebook ads or LinkedIn ads or Google AdWords. We don't do paid advertising. Why? Because my clientele is very specific, very narrow. And where do our clients come from? People that know us or referrals from others. It's very unusual for us to get a client, a consulting client, a corporate consulting client, just based on, something that they saw on social media. It just doesn't happen that way in our business. What's going on in your business? What do you need to be doing that you're not doing? What do you need to be doing more of? What do you need to be doing less of? Have you identified the top 1 to 3 goals for the year? And have you identified what's getting in the way? Drill down on it. I wish you much success. Drop me an email if you have any questions. And I also love to hear about the successes. Have an amazing week. Thank you so much for listening today. I really do appreciate your time, and I hope you found today's show valuable. If you would like to receive these shows automatically to your phone or to your computer, simply go to iTunes and subscribe. After listening to several of the shows, if you're so inclined, please leave us a 5-star rating, as this helps us reach additional people and spread the message. If you're truly committed to taking your life to the next level and doing whatever it takes to become a peak performer, but something's holding you back, something is blocking your way, and you just can't seem to figure out what it is, send me an email to info@thorconklin.com, and I'd be more than happy to get on the phone with you. We'll schedule a 15-minute discovery call. No obligation, no cost. I absolutely love to hear from the listeners, and if there's something I can do to help, I'd be more than happy to do that. Also, if you found something of great interest in today's show and you want to share that with your friends and family, simply go to my Facebook page, Thor Conklin, click on the episode, hit the share button, and share it on your page. You can follow me at Twitter at Thor Conklin. The website is thorconklin.com. We're constantly adding new free resources, discussing additional tricks, tips, tools, and strategies on how to be a peak performer. Remember, I try to keep these episodes short so you can listen to them during dot time, doing other things, commuting, driving, walking, working out. Decide to be a peak performer in all that you do. And until tomorrow, have an absolutely amazing day.